Okay, we're live. This is the first live on the YouTube channel with StreamYard and a guest, and we have 3 people in. I'm very excited.
All right, how you guys doing?
Yeah, so you guys, we're like this is like a new thing. Haven't really done this before. When I do the podcast, I usually have my whole spiel, so I'm like, what's the new spiel going to be? I'm not really too sure, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to figure that out. But today, I'm really excited because we have Will on the show. He's going to be answering your questions. This is just kind of you ask, he answers. It's going to be super casual. Let's just have a good time, a good Thursday evening or afternoon, whatever your time zone is. So what have you been up to today, Will?
What have I been? Thursday. I had to remember what day it was. It's been flying by. We're working on a website rebuild, so got a bunch of new locations coming up. So we needed to get things revamped. So should be coming out in a couple months and looking good.
No, that's dope. I'm glad that you said that a couple months because some people think, oh, I'm just going to redo my website in like a weekend. You know, it
Yeah.
takes a lot more time to do like big things with your website.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you could definitely get something that's good in a weekend, but we're just trying to make it as polished as possible. So
Yeah,
we
I
get all those.
deleted my entire website once during Spring Rush. I was trying to make some edits on Squarespace and I deleted like half of it. It was terrible.
Gotcha. Perfect timing.
I was like, no. And then that's how I got. I think I said something to Hiram, and I was like, I'm just so dumb, man. I deleted my website, and he hooked me up with his buddy Ryan from Site 180.
Nice.
That's how I got hooked up with them.
Awesome. How have they been?
Good. I gotta send them a message because I need to be able to get access to the back end of it because your buddy Sam is gonna help me out with some Google SEO stuff because my stuff's pretty messy. Surprise, surprise, on the back end.
You got the right guy for the job, so you're in good hands.
Yeah, I had a good conversation with him.
Yeah,
all right. What'd you say?
Oh yeah, he runs all my stuff for all my companies. So
yeah, he was explaining all the things, all the possibilities. My head was just like, brrr. He's like, but first do these 3 things, and then we can really get to moving. I'm like, all right, sounds good.
Awesome.
All right, so we have 5 people in right now. Dog Duty Patrol is in. I think I can highlight. Oh, I can highlight their comment. That's sweet. Nice. Can you see that, Will?
Yeah, I see it.
That's dope. Let's go. All right. So for those of you that are tuning in, ask questions. I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to go back and forth and we're going to ask some questions. But the main focus and the reason why we're doing this is because William owns Swoop Scoops, which is a 7-figure pooper scooper business. He owns multiple businesses and was able to grow and scale them. And he is so graciously giving us about an hour of his time for you ask, he answers. So don't be shy, please. This is the time to get your question answered.
Yeah, absolutely. You could ask pretty much anything you want about business anyways.
Okay. Well, while things are getting warmed up and the chat's getting warmed up, I know you've been doing a lot of coaching recently. What would you say a frequently asked question that you've been getting?
Probably the most asked question I get is how to get more customers. Because if you don't have any customers, you don't have any money, and you don't really have a business. So that's usually the go-to, and that looks a lot different whether you're a new startup or an established business that has some marketing budget. So just depending where you're at, your strategy is going to be quite a bit different.
All right, so let's say you're that person that you got hopes, you got dreams, and you got time because you're real light on the money.
Mm-hmm.
What's like 1 or 2 things that type of business owner should be doing?
Probably, I'd say there's 3 things. So first thing I would do is get a Google business profile. So that's where you're able to get customers to leave you reviews and things like that. Second thing I would do is start posting in those buy-sell trade groups on Facebook. And it's really important to have a frequency of that. So you're going to be wanting to post at least 2 or 3 times a week on each one of those groups. A lot of people just post like once a month and expect that to be good enough, but they will forget about you very fast. Mm-hmm. And then the third thing, if you got more time than money, a lot of people think it's kind of taboo to give your service away for free. But if people aren't paying you to do things, your time's like not actually worth any money. So I say give people a free trial, give the service away for 2 or 3 weeks in exchange for a Google review. And a lot of them will just end up signing up for services. And if they don't, your Google profile from step one will start showing up higher and higher in the search results, and you'll start getting business that way.
When you're posting in those buy, sell, trade groups, is there certain verbiage that works better, certain type of pictures?
If you have pictures of like yourself or your team members, if you have a branded truck, those tend to do the best. If you just have like a magnet or a yard sign, like that'll work. But something that shows that you're a real person within the community, trying to offer a valuable service to people.
Now, I know when I first got started, I posted a before and after picture of dog poop, like a poopy yard and then a non-poopy yard, and that worked so well for me. But Facebook has tightened up a lot with like the dog poop exposure and it being controversial. What's been your guys' experience with that kind of content?
Yeah, when we first started, that's what I literally posted a bag of dog crap like on Facebook and ran an ad with it, and we got like a couple hundred customers from that, like within a few months. Which was kind of crazy. We're getting leads for like $6 a lead and closing 1 out of 3 of them, which does not happen anymore, but it was cool when it did.
No, yeah, things are changing. All right, we got some comments in here. So we got Courtney. What up, Courtney? Thank you for tuning in.
What's up?
We're excited. If you missed my little spiel in the beginning, basically you ask, William answers. So this is your time to be asking the good questions, okay? And then we have Corey, what is it? Pelton, loving the Poop Scoop Millionaire group, which, hey, perfect segue. Tell us about the Millionaire group.
Yeah, so Poop Scoop Millionaire, it's a paid community for pooper scoopers that are just want to get started or establish businesses. So we have a forum of really active members. We're actually so active that we're in the top 1% of all school communities right now out of like 12,000 or something, which is pretty crazy because we were only like a month in. So that's cool. I got a classroom where I go over all the basics. I show people how to run Facebook ads, Google ads, SEO, how to hire people, all those kind of things. And then I like to bring in live speakers a couple times a week. So I'll pay to have like a trademark attorney or my tax guy from the IRS come in, Google Ads people, different professionals, and they'll do kind of live Q&As like this and make presentations. Anything to really add value is what I'm trying to get in there and make it as valuable as possible.
Yeah, I tuned in to the one that Sam did on, what was that, Tuesday? And my head was just spinning. I was like, holy smokes. And so it inspired me to schedule a meeting with him today, actually. And we're going to move forward with growing my business and having it explode, because I've been able to grow it to where it is now without just knowing what I know, and it was a mess. So I'm really excited to see what happens in the next 12 to 48 months.
Yeah, no, he's a good dude for sure. I've known him for a long time. He's spent like millions and millions of dollars on ads over the years. So
I can't even wrap my head around that, but maybe in a few years, I will be able to be like, oh yeah, I spent like 5 million. No big deal.
As long as you make more than that, you should be fine.
Of course. So if you're okay, say for instance, I don't know if you know this, but if you spend 5 million on ads, like what should you be getting back?
Probably depends on what kind of ads you are running and what kind of time horizon you're looking at. So if you just drop 5 million in ads like in a month, like you're probably not even going to make that much money back right away.
No.
But in general, if you're spending like 10% of your like gross revenue or less once you're established on advertising, you're usually doing pretty good. When you're first getting started, that might be skewed. You might be spending 15, 20, 25, 30%, just depending on how aggressive you're trying to grow.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Makes sense. All right, we have questions. Okay, Courtney. She wants to know, have you used bandit or yard signs to get business? She just got 100 of them delivered and she wants to put them out like a ninja.
Okay. Yeah, so we do have some experience. It really comes down to what town you are in. So we have some cities where if we put up bandit signs, the cops will call us within like a day and threaten to fine us like $100 per sign. But in other cities, like over in Seattle, like they don't care. They'll let you graffiti stuff or put your sign up next to the homeless tent or whatever. I don't recommend doing that. And for us, we have seen success. I don't think it's as strong as some digital channels, but what I like to do with bandit signs is I'd rather put a lot in a smaller area than spread them out over like a whole county or service area. Because if somebody's seeing your signs 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times on their way to work, they're going to remember that.
Yeah, that's a good idea because I have 600 of them, and I was thinking about just peppering them throughout my route to work. Just, I don't know, by like stop signs or whatever.
Yep.
There's this power washing company that has signs out, and I see them all the time. Like I couldn't handle it, so I called them and I said, "Hey," I left them a voicemail, very long. They listened to the entire thing and called me back. I was quite surprised, but they said they put them out on Friday nights at 10 p.m. and they put 50 of them out, and they do it every single Friday night, and they do it. They last about 5 to 7 days, and
Okay.
they haven't gotten any fines yet.
Okay. I guess another thing to keep in mind too, if you're putting them out in places like that are grassy, whenever that maintenance company will come through the city or whatever, they will pull your sign out. So if you could put it in a place that like doesn't have grass, you'll have a better chance of keeping your signs up for longer.
Okay. Yeah, good idea. All right. Thanks, Courtney. We appreciate it. All right. Brian, Mr. Producer, is in the house. I'm excited. He wants to know ads with dog poop on people's shoes. Is that effective? Have you ran that before?
I think we have a video ad actually where somebody's slipping on some poop. We ran it on TV though. We didn't run it on digital, so it was kind of hard to track how effective it was. But people seem to enjoy it. But yeah, not something I ran directly myself on social with direct tracking.
One that Jamie Coons does that worked really, really well. It was a pile of dog waste with a dog paw in it. And he ran that, and that did really, really well on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had one. They slipped on some waste. Then we had one where a dog was like tracking it through the house. Then we had one where the parents wanted the kids to scoop poop, and they like ran away from the house. So we've tried out a couple different ones.
That's so funny. I've actually had a kid hire me to scoop the waste with his allowance money.
Okay.
I've had that. I had a wife hire me, but her husband wasn't allowed to know, and I had to park down the street because she didn't want me to show up on the cameras.
Gotcha. Interesting.
It's wild.
You're saving relationships.
Yeah.
That kid's parents must be paying them a lot for allowance if they could cover.
Yeah, I don't know.
Scooping service in there.
It's pretty sweet. All right, cool. All right, let's go over here to Elvin. What are your thoughts on door hangers? And we already covered the yard signs.
Yeah, I think we haven't had a ton of success with door hangers. If you're going to use them, I would say probably the best use is to put them on houses next to your existing customers. I think you talked about that, Erica, or like 5x5s or something.
Yeah, 5 rounds.
Yeah. Other than that, like I haven't had a ton of luck. The time it takes to distribute them, I'd rather do other advertising.
Yeah, Adam and Lindsay with Swoop Scoops, they have some cool door hangers where it has like your company information on it, but then on the front of it, it almost looks like handwritten text where it says something about like, we scoop your neighbor, and then it has some literature with it.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's pretty cool. So it's like, we're already in the neighborhood. Let us scoop you too.
Yeah. We have tried some stuff with direct mail. There's like a robot that will actually like handwrite letters. So it looks like we're handwriting like hundreds of letters all the time. Might be something to check out.
Oh, yeah, that'd be sweet. All right. Alex says yard signs are a waste of money. Thanks, Alex. I follow Alex over on TikTok.
No, nice.
Yeah. All right, Frankie, you've done 50 yard signs and got 3 customers. Most got taken down. Frankie, did you get any fines associated with it, and did the cops call you? Okay.
3 customers for 50 is probably not too bad, because what does that cost? Like $100, $150 for, I guess depends how many you buy.
Yeah, it depends on where you get them, because when I was buying them here locally, I was paying $6 a sign.
Okay.
And so when I ordered them from China, I was paying like roughly $1.30 a sign.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so $50, $50, $60 if you're bulk ordering them like you did. For 3 customers, that's a pretty sweet deal, I would say. I'd put out $500 if I were you.
Yeah, okay. You got more to put out, Frankie. All right. Courtney says video ads versus static ad images. What do you think performs best these days?
I think it could go both ways. For video ads to work well, I think they need to be a lot more creative and well done. For us, for whatever reason, static images have worked better over the last few years, but we've been experimenting with some different things. I mean, really, the formula is just get a branded truck with a employee with a branded shirt standing in front of it. It's basically the formula that seems to work the best for us.
Now, would you say ads with females, males, dogs, like which seems to perform better? Have you noticed?
So our demographic tends to lean slightly female. So if you have people in your ad that matches the demographic that you're trying to go after, it's going to perform better. So people like to associate themselves with people that are kind of like them. So for us, if we have like a female employee or something standing in front of the truck, it resonates with that demographic more. And those ads tend to perform, I don't know, maybe 30-40% better. So it's pretty significant, honestly.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like the two girls that are leaning up against the truck. They look so like just chill and cool.
Yeah, that's right. They're scooping.
Heck yeah. All right. Thanks, Courtney. And Wes wants to know where my pink headphones are. It's a great question. They're right here. But I didn't set I had my audio set up on the MacBook when I got started, and I didn't want to clunk things around. So I'm just rolling with this, but they'll be back on the podcast. And thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. All right. Corey says those are some great ideas. Thanks, Corey. Alex says, I have no choice to do mowing service in the summer. I have no choice to do mowing service in the summer.
Yeah, I think a lot of companies out there start seeing a pretty big drop off or an increase in their churn rate over the summertime because people would rather stick with their mower than their pooper scooper a lot of times. So
he does both.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's got like the best of both worlds with that.
Nice. Yeah, first we partnered with a lawn care company that was about the same size as us. So we each have like 15 trucks. We coordinated our schedules so they come the day after us. And that really helped to reduce that lawn mowing churn that a lot of people see.
All right, cool. Let's expand on that. So if somebody wants to find a company that's just like them, how are they going to do that? What are they looking for?
First thing I look for, I try to find a reputable company. So I'll start by kind of looking through their Google reviews. You can kind of size up how big a company is based on how many reviews they have. So if we got 500 reviews, then maybe a company that has 300 reviews might be kind of similar in the lawn care world. It's important to find one that's kind of a similar size to you too, because if one of your routes is way bigger than the other, then things don't sync up as good. So, so that's kind of the first thing. I look at their reputation, check out their website, make sure they're well branded and are good standing within the community.
Yeah, and they have like core values that you have. Like I would never pair up with a company that didn't have good communication skills or a CRM. Like I can't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And one thing that was kind of interesting, we each surveyed our customers to see if people would be interested in the other service. And almost 30% of our customers requested a quote from them, which was like a lot.
That's amazing for them.
Yeah, they just got like a whole year's worth of leads in like one day.
That's dope. So how is billing working? Are you guys both just doing your billing separately?
Yep, everything's separate. The companies are totally separate. So we just shoot out that survey at the beginning of the year to see if people are interested in mowing, fertilizer services, and they shoot out a survey to see if people are interested in pet waste removal. And then we have it in our script for that particular location. Like, hey, if it's the right season, we partnered with this company. If you're interested in getting a mowing quote and sync in with our schedule, you have that option. We can get you that contact information.
Oh, that's great. Now, do you have this built out in the group yet? In the Poop Scoop Millionaire group?
No, I don't have any kind of affiliate program like that built out yet, but something we could definitely add in the future.
Yeah, that would be really good because I'm sure that a lot of people would be interested in that. So that could be, something to add. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of possible affiliates that you can get, like Animal Shelter is probably the next best one, I would say, because a lot of them are adopting out over 100 dogs a month, and if you can get get some content or brochure or something, or even a banner there. Maybe make an offer to like donate money to the shelter for every person that signs up for services. It could be a really good win-win.
Now, would you call these people? Would you email them? Would you walk into the shelter?
Probably do all of that. Yeah, come bring them a gift basket or something. Just try to get your foot in the door. Levi, I think he had a sales job before this, and he would bring in a shoebox like full of stuff and tell people he's just trying to get his foot in the door. That was kind of his strategy.
That's hilarious. Levi's great.
Yeah.
I know. I'm gonna have to have him on again. He was really good. People
should.
really liked his episode.
Yeah, it had more
Yeah.
views than the episode, so.
All right. Jay says, thanks, Erica and Will, for hosting. And
You're
then
welcome.
he wants to know, what are some current trends in the poop scooping industry that new business owners should be aware of?
Current trends. One trend I see is the industry slowly is starting to become more and more popular. So the first couple of years that we were in it, like if you looked at Google search volumes, they were super low in most markets. So as the industry starts to get more and more awareness, things like SEO and having Google ads dialed in are going to become more and more important. So I'd say that's probably one of the biggest trends. And then really looking at seasonality. We've been in business a couple of years now, so we're starting to get more data. We know what months are busier. We know what months more customers are starting to churn out at, so we can try to adjust our strategy to accommodate those swings.
So do you guys have a strategy in place? Wait, hold on a second. Do I sound like a robot or am I good?
You're good.
Okay. If I start to sound like a robot, let me know because my board's tweaking over here. Okay. Do you have like a spiel or a policy if a customer is trying to cancel? Like, how do you go about that to try to keep them on so you don't dip down too much in, let's say, the summertime?
Yeah, so we got to the size, we never offered twice a week service until recently. So we started offering that. So now we have a little bit more flexibility as far as service days go.
Mm-hmm.
So that's usually one of the big ones going into summer is the service days. If pricing is an issue, we'll try to downsell people into lower service frequencies. So if they're on weekly, we say, hey, we can put you on a bi-weekly option or even a once a month option. So at least your yard is being maintained. It's not going to get out of control. So those two things cover most of it. If it's somebody that maybe they're out in the yard every day, we'll offer to give them like a free bucket service and we'll come do that deep clean once a week. And then kind of our last resort for summertime anyways is we'll offer like summer pricing from like May to September. It might be like 15% off just for those specific months. So we're experimenting with all that stuff this year. Reducing churn's been a big focus.
What's your cancellation policy? How does that work?
Yeah, well, we don't have any contracts or anything, so customers can technically cancel whenever they want.
Can they just call? Can they send a text message? Do they have to call in?
So before they had a customer portal, they could cancel on that, but we try to talk to everybody that is going to cancel.
Yeah.
If we can. So it's not always possible. Some people just cancel and you never hear from them again. But we try to at least get on the phone and see if there was an issue with our service or what the real reason they were canceling is, so we can kind of change our operation to address that stuff to keep customers on as long as possible.
Oh, I like that. And then you mentioned bucket service. Can you dive a little bit into that? What is that?
Yeah, we basically just get like a 5-gallon bucket. We put our big logo sticker on it and we'll drop it off at people's house. So if they're out in the yard every day or they go to a certain area of their yard, and if we're only coming out twice a week, they can go and just scoop themselves on those couple days, and then we'll come and grab the bucket, take the waste away, and then do a deep clean of the yard.
So is that only in the areas where you still haul?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Because I had a bucket service and I had to stop because I quit hauling the waste away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you don't take the waste, it doesn't really make sense to do. You got to put it in the bucket and then put the bucket in their garbage can like 10 feet away.
Yeah.
Some people might pay for that. You'd be surprised. But.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right. Thanks, Jay. Alex says the door hangers are expensive. They are. If you order them from overseas, they're not. That's what I've learned. I've learned a lot of things overseas are like way cheaper. I've had I haven't ordered door hangers yet, but I ordered the yard signs, and they're like I said, I was paying $6 or $7 per yard sign, and I was paying $1.30.
Mhm.
And they're great. They're great quality, especially for something that's going to get thrown away. You know.
Mhm. Yeah, you don't need to splurge on getting like the fancy yard signs. Just get the standard size and get them up.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, cool. And then Melissa, she wants to know, how about success with postcards or cold calling to get customers?
For us, most direct mail tends to run at like a break even, so we'll make our money back and we'll get customers, but it's not as efficient as like running Google or Facebook ads. As far as cold calling, um, like we have a big enough customer base that we just will call up our canceled customers, so it's not entirely cold.
Mhm.
Every time we go through our previous customer list, we sign up 2 to 3% of that whole list. So it's something we try to do pretty frequently. It adds up quite a bit over time. But we don't just have like a call center and just ringing people up from the phone book. But I would if it worked.
Right. Do you guys have a script for cold calling?
Yeah, it'll change a little bit depending on the season. So if we're coming into spring rush, we'll try to push on things like, hey, our schedule is going to be filling up.
Mm-hmm.
If it's over summertime, we'll try to push on things like price or have a good offer to get people signed up. So it kind of depends on the season, how we word the script.
Scripts are important. When I was selling jewelry, we had scripts for everything. We had overcoming objection scripts. So if somebody said that this $50 piece of jewelry cost too much, we had something to be able to combat that and justify why spending $50 on this piece of jewelry worked. And so until you get comfortable with your spiel, yeah, have a script, tweak the script. I think Alex Hermosi talks about this all the time,
Mm-hmm.
about work on your script.
Mm-hmm. Yep, 100%. And always be testing it too. Like you could have two different scripts. You call 100 people with one, call 100 people with the other one. If one of them obviously is working better, then take that script and then take another script off of that one and then A/B test it again, and just keep refining it till it gets as dialed in as possible.
I'm glad that you said 100, because some people might just call 5 and be like, "They said no, I'm done." But you do. You need to what is it, like 100 no's? Is that a book? Or
Yeah, I think it might be. I mean, 100 honestly might even be too low with cold calling, because if you cold call 100 people and you sign up one, like that's probably pretty good, honestly. So you can call 100 people in a couple hours.
I don't think I've ever done that. I like to walk into places. I'm more of like a face-to-face. I wanna make eye contact with you.
Mhm.
That's where I do my
Yeah,
best work.
I think they even have phone systems that'll dial 3 numbers at the same time, and whoever picks up first is who you talk to. So
Oh,
it
wow.
saves all of that dead time because a lot of people don't answer the phone anymore.
I wish they had that for job interviews, 'cause, I don't know if you spoke with Levi, but I had a heck of a time with those interviews.
Mhm. Oh yeah, no, Levi hired like 12 people in a week this year, so he's like a machine.
He is. He's wild. I love it. That's why I wanna get him back on here and talk about that stuff.
Yeah,
Say I should send him the link and invite him on. Be like, "What are you doing?"
he might be around. I don't know.
All right. All right. So Dog Duty Patrol says he's in the middle of scooping right now. You're located in Michigan. That's cool. Out in Grand Rapids. Nice. That's like 2.5 hours from here. Um, you want to use your wife to do your ad. She looks better on camera. Yeah. If
Hmm.
she's like natural on camera and she can do it, but you don't want to force her. Like it will, if she's not comfortable, it definitely will come across and people won't be able to connect.
Hmm. Yeah, no, you should definitely use your wife if it works better.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well,
100%.
all right. And then Corey says, does this time of the year slow down for you guys? I noted it has in my area, but picks back up in August.
Hmm. Yeah, for us, quarter 1 is the busiest. January, February, March, April is still not bad, but then once you get into May, June, July, things start to die off. We actually have a few months where we actually lose more customers than we gain because we turn our marketing down a little bit just during those months, just because the cost to acquire a customer gets like 3 times as high in our market.
Dang. Yeah, because people are going away on vacation. The dog goes on vacation, goes to their grandma's house, or the kids are home and the parents want their kids to earn their keep.
Yeah, and then well, yeah, vacation, kids are out of school, yeah, all that stuff kind of plays into it. People are out in their yards more, so. And then for us, I think once around September, October, November, we start picking back up again and getting ready for that big push, Q1.
So speaking of that, speaking of spring rush, when should people start planning for spring rush?
Right now. Yeah, the sooner the better. Is what I would say. So.
Yeah, don't wait until like February 13th when the weather says you're going to get a melt like I do.
Yeah, I'm thinking about next spring rush, like in spring rush. So, because all sorts of stuff will come up, and it's like, okay, we can do this better next year. We can do this better next year, and just make a list of those things and just try to get a little bit better every time.
No, that's good stuff. All right. We have Dabs and Ribs. Hi from the Poop Scoop Millionaire family.
What's up?
Thanks for coming and hanging out. All right. So we have Alex. What do you say? When grass grows in the spring, he has to do a power rake to get the poop out. So I advertise with spring cleans. Most yard business don't do it. So in the summer, sorry, I can't read very well. I have to offer grass mowing with the dog waste. That makes sense because I will say sometimes I run into situations where I show up to a yard and they're like, I need for you to scoop all this dog poop so my lawn guy can come and do the leaves and mow. And I'm like, I need for your lawn guy to come and do the leaves so I can even see the dog poop because I'm not going to power rake your entire yard with this little rake. So it's good that you offer that. And I hope you're charging accordingly for it.
Mm-hmm.
I had this one guy, I was so mad. Let me tell you about this. So I showed up and he laughed in my face. He was like, I hope you got a bigger rake than that. I looked in the backyard. There was probably dog poop and leaves this thick. I looked around. I said, this is too far outside of my scope. We don't do leaves. Call me back when you get the leaves picked up. And he was like, are you serious? I'm like, I am as serious as a heart attack, sir. I'm out of here. Left.
See you later. Send that guy to your competitor.
What?
Send that guy to your competitor.
Oh, I should have.
You know, we had a back and forth in our town where we would us and our competitor would just refer the worst possible yards to each other, like 10-acre horse farms and stuff. It was a good time.
Jeez. No, I've never done that before. I'll add that one into the pocket. So Alex, he's in Canada, and so it's a lot different. Like their scope, like everything's a lot different. I talked to Jessica about that. Okay. Alvin says, do you all have pickup trucks? I'm thinking of getting a small SUV to save on gas.
So our first location, we have all trucks because we take the waste, but in our new locations, we just run with like a little fuel efficient Chevy Sparks that you can buy pretty inexpensively and get them wrapped up a lot cheaper than a truck, and saves on gas and saves on insurance, and it's easy to park. So a lot of benefits of the smaller vehicles, other than you shouldn't put a bunch of dog waste in them.
No. You guys get a lot of snow? Like how are they in the snow?
The Sparks?
Yeah.
I think they're fine. There's front wheel drive, like little cars, so they're fine.
Okay.
They're over in Seattle, so it doesn't snow very much over there. If it snows at all, they shut the town down.
Oh, okay. So here in Michigan, we get no snow or we get hammered with snow. So I have a mixed fleet. I have a 2020 Chevy Colorado because I used to haul the waste away, but now we drive Honda HRVs, and they are actually all-wheel drive. So they do very, very well in the snow. But we don't haul the waste away anymore, and so we don't put dog poop in back of the cars.
Mm-hmm.
But I keep the truck because I still do service HOA communities, which are those dog waste stations. And so I do take the waste with me. And so that's why I need to keep a mixed fleet to be able to do the commercial.
That's true. We have one truck at every location for that reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Good question, Elvin. Thanks. Jeff from Lawn and Landscaping LLC. He says, hi. Jeff posted a video of his wife in a poncho in the rain scooping dog poop. The video's doing so well. That was such a good video. It was hilarious. It's a good one. So thanks for stopping by. All right. Greenscape lawn service. What do you do with the poop after you pick it up? Always wondered.
Yeah, so in our main location where we take the waste, we have like a 20-yard dumpster. So we just put in the truck, put in the dumpster, and then the city will pick it up either once a week or 3 times a week, depending on the time of year. In the new locations, we decided just to use the customer trash can, so we'll double bag the waste and make it look nice. Put it in the trash can if they have it. If they don't have a trash can, we'll just put it like in front of their fence or on the side of their garage, and just try to make it look as nice as possible.
Yep, we do the same thing. Our outside bag, like the double bag, is black. It's pretty thin. It's just like a little liner bag, and that seems to work pretty well. I will say that it has hindered our growth a little bit because a lot of our garages are attached to the houses, and people keep their trash can inside of their garage, and so that part kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So, all right, Melissa says she works part-time for a doggy daycare, and have been getting interest from customers there since they bring their dogs for the onboarding and the grooming. So yeah, that's a great place to advertise.
Yeah. Yeah, and if they'll let you, working out kind of some kind of affiliate deal with them could be good, like we did with the lawn care company or the animal shelters. So, and then you could refer your business back to them, kind of a thing. It's a win-win for everybody. If you can find those a business, that's the way to go. Helps everybody do better.
I love affiliates. All right, thanks, Melissa. Alex wants to know, what do you do about customers that pay late?
So we are prepaid monthly, so customers don't pay late. If they don't pay us, we pause their service until they do.
Okay, let's talk about that a little more. When do you do your billing?
First day of the month.
Okay, and are the cards automatically charged?
Yep.
Okay, and if, say for instance, billing is on a Saturday, are you messaging them on a Saturday or Sunday, letting them know that they're not getting service this week?
Yeah, we have automations that go out. So they can either call in, text in, or they can go to their customer portal and update their card right there. So, and then we'll basically call people like every day until they get their card on file.
So are you canceling them right away, or are you just pausing their service?
We pause their service. So if they get back to us within a couple weeks, we'll restart their service, but we'll still charge them for the full month because we got to do double duty or triple duty or whatever duty.
Right.
But if they're longer than like a month or something, we'll have to charge them for an initial cleanup again.
Are you giving them a late fee?
Not right now, but it's not a bad idea because we gotta hunt them down.
Mm-hmm. My virtual assistant told me that today because we're talking about my price increase that's going to happen in November because I'm already thinking about it. And she's
Yes.
like, before we talk about that, let's talk about a late fee that needs to be associated. And she inputted the 5 customers that drive her bonkers. I'm like, yeah, let's get them, Kim.
Yeah, Kim. Sounds like it might be more for Kim.
It is. I love Kim. She's like, she's the person I go to when I'm like, I need to be feistier. And I'm like, this person's really upsetting me. Like, should I be upset about this? And she'll be like, absolutely. Here's why. And then she like gives me all the information and the data, like what goes on behind the scenes. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm definitely mad about that now.
Yeah. That's awesome.
All right. So Tom, we talked about this a little bit earlier, but he might not have heard. He wants to know if the buy sell trade groups are still good advertising option.
Yeah, definitely. It's probably one of the few things that you could do that doesn't really cost any money. Just a little bit of time that you can get a return on. In the Poop Scoop Millionaire group, I think that's about a lot of people are getting started. That's how we got our first 20 so customers. So I think a lot of people are kind of in the same boat.
Yeah, and you did mention that you can't just post once a month. You need to do it, you said, a couple times a week?
Yeah, 2-3 times a week I think is good. So each group has like different rules and stuff. So try to not get kicked out, but use your best judgment.
Yeah, and create yourself a schedule. Like in Jobber, my CRM, I create a task on my schedule with the name of the group and what the rules are, and I just put it on repeat so I can go in there and just post in that group for that day. So I don't have to like remember, because I can't remember that much stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
For sure, 100%.
All right, Alex said he recently started to tell some people, I am not interested to do their service because they always pay late and question everything. Yeah, That's not your
Mhm.
ideal customer.
Yep. Yep. We fire customers frequently when things don't align. So the more customers you get, and then like the more volume of sales you have, like the easier and easier it gets to let people go that are a drag on your business. So
It's true. I remember the first couple customers I had to let go and how I would think about it for like a week or two. I'd be sick to my stomach. Now I'm just like, bye, Felicia. It's nice knowing you.
mhm. Yeah. Well, when you're starting too, I mean, like if you got like 10 customers, that's like 10% of that revenue. If you got 1,000 customers, it doesn't matter as much. So I get it.
It's true. I still have a couple of my original 12.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he is just beside himself that I increased his rate by $10 after 5 years of service.
You know, one thing that's interesting is if you lose 4, 5, 6% of your customers every month due to churn, you're losing like half of your total customer base every year, uh, which is kind of sad. But I mean, it's true for like 80% of all the businesses I talk to. They're kind of right in that range. So if you're doing price increases or things like that, like you're not necessarily talking to the same person year after year.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's kind of depressing, actually. It's a little sad. All right. Tom wants to know, where do I order from overseas? I've been using Alibaba and I've had a great success. You just have to vet out vendors and almost interview them like it's a job interview because you want to make
Mhm.
sure that they're going to do quality work.
Mhm.
What's been your experience with working overseas?
I haven't bought stuff yet. There's a couple people in the group that have posted, I think, their contacts and stuff. But yeah, you definitely want to make sure you get somebody reputable. And if you're going through Alibaba, you want to go through the platform. A
Mhm.
lot of people will try to get you to go off platform, and it leaves you more susceptible to getting scammed. Um, and if you are buying stuff, I'd recommend buying it on like a credit card if you have like an Amex or something, so that if you do get scammed, you can get your money back with a fraud thing. I think Amex is pretty good about that, so you can pay that way. I'd recommend it.
Oh, that's a good tip. I haven't had anybody ask me to go off site, so thank you,
Mm-hmm.
because I probably
Yeah,
would be
we've had a
tempted to
couple
do that.
as we've been vetting companies, so we're gonna try to get uniforms there. I think.
Yeah, yeah, I think it would be a good idea, especially with probably the amount that you guys order. I just order like
Mm-hmm.
10, 10 hats or like 20 shirts at a time, so it's really not
Mm-hmm.
it's not smart, but for your like amount, especially with
Mm-hmm.
shipping, it would definitely be a good idea.
Oh yeah. Well, I think you could get like shirts and hoodies and stuff for like $5 a piece.
Oh, that'd be nice. I'm eventually gonna do some merch. People have been asking me.
Yeah,
I'll
do
do
it.
some. I will. All right, Greenscapes wants to know. He says, "Oh, and just say that was the real question. Do you take or dispose of it? Do you put it in the client's trash can?" Yeah. So we answered this earlier. We double bag it and we put it in the homeowner's trash can. And if they don't have a trash can, we put it in a spot where we agree on, either by the fence or in front of the garage door. That's where we usually put it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Melissa said, thanks. Doggy Do Patrol said his wife is down. Awesome.
Nice.
We're excited. Whenever she makes the video, make sure to tag us so we can see it and show you guys
Yeah,
some love.
she might get famous. Some of our female scoopers, like they get recognized in the grocery store and stuff because we run the ads so much. So
That's
just a heads
hilarious.
up. Just a heads up. It probably won't happen, but it could happen.
I love that. Mike is in the house. What's up, Brock?
What's up, Mike?
That was so funny. If in his bio in the Poop Scoop Millionaire, where he wrote like Proc in quotations, and he's like, "If you know, you know."
I don't know.
Oh, so I'm not going to say the person's name, but basically there was like an issue where there was a rogue scooper that was like sending some pretty aggressive messages to Mike. And he went to call him the P word, but accidentally like spelt it wrong and said proc instead. And so now it's like this insider joke and it's hilarious. It's so funny. If you
Get it?
guys ever get shirts made, I'll wear them.
You should, Mike, get some shirts. Yeah.
So funny. Janet's in the house. What's up, Janet? Thank you for saying hi.
What's up?
Janet says that she uses double gloves and picks it up. So Janet, does that mean that you're picking it up with your hands with the double gloves, let me know. Do any companies in your area, William, do the hand pick method?
No, it's like wet and gross.
Well, the drier climates, I think they do that, especially with the rock areas,
Hmm.
because it would be. Have you had to scoop like? Well, I don't know if you actually go out and scoop, but in the pebble rock or in the rocks with the rakes, it's terrible. It sucks.
Hmm. Yeah, I think companies down like Arizona and kind of the more deserty climates, I think that's a lot more common. Here it rains like all the time, or in Seattle it does anyways. So uh, probably wouldn't work very good.
Okay. All right. Janet has a question about S corp or LLC. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, I'm not a tax professional or an attorney, so this isn't advice. But from what I've heard, once you get over a certain profit level, it makes sense to be an S corp because you're paying less self-employment taxes. So check with your CPA or attorney on that. But I think it's around the $40,000 a year mark is when it makes sense to be an S corp instead of an LLC, or to file your taxes as an S corp anyways. So you can
Yeah.
still
So
file as LLC and get an S corp election.
yes, I'm not a tax professional either, but I am an LLC that files as an S corp. And once I hit over $50,000, that's when my tax professional suggested that I started filing as the S corp because of what is it, the double taxation?
Yeah, the self-employment tax I think that you
Yeah.
pay. So and then as an S corp, you can pay yourself like distributions and things like that. They don't have as high of a tax rate.
Yeah, and I'm also on check. So when I do payroll, everybody gets a paycheck. I also get a paycheck and I get
Mm-hmm.
the taxes taken out, which
Mm-hmm.
is important.
Yeah. So I mean, there's rules. You got to pay yourself like a reasonable wage and things like that. Otherwise, you can get in trouble. So I got a guy that used to work for the IRS for like 10 years that does my taxes, and I think he's going to come do a presentation in the Poop Scoop Millionaire next month. I'm hoping. So.
No, that's really good. Okay, so like I said, I'm not a tax professional, and people ask me all the time, like about taxes. I say get somebody that you can afford at the time, and then when you start making some more money, upgrade. Don't stay with a tax person that you can afford when you pay them $100 or $200, because once you start growing in business, you're going to need somebody that's higher scale that knows more stuff and knows more
Mm-hmm.
rules.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely keep interviewing and keep finding new people as you grow in business.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Always pay your taxes.
My
Yeah.
tax guy, I email him so early in the year. He's like, Erica, it is barely the new year. And I'm like, I just want to make sure we are on top of this.
Yeah. No, my tax guy, he wants me to send them money before the year's even over, like every quarter. So I just give him some money.
Yeah, keep up on it.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike says, seeing you two side by side, William needs to upgrade his podcast background game.
I do. You're right. You are right.
We'll get you leveled up, man.
Yeah. I'm a podcast rookie. I have no idea what I'm doing. I just got like a Logitech webcam that I'm rolling with.
I just had
Learned
my
how to
eyes.
blur my background. That's about as far as I've made it.
That's funny. That's funny. Your audio sounds good. That's what's really important.
Nice.
All right. Is this Michelle or Michael? I can't tell the difference. Is it Michelle or Michael? Short. You see it on the screen?
Yes.
Yeah. So
I just joined the group too, like a few minutes ago.
I always mix it up. I don't know. Michelle or Michael. I'm so sorry. I'm stupid. What's the longest drive time between yards that you allow?
So it kind of depends what stage you're in. If you're in like a brand new location startup, I'll allow more drive time. We try to set up our service area so we can drive from one side to the other in 45 minutes or less. And then like the day of, you're looking at like 15-minute pockets. So really, you get it down to like a couple minutes in between yards. Once you get the route filled up, when you're first starting out, if you only got like 100 customers over that big of an area, you might be driving 10 minutes in between yards. But yeah, so it doesn't exactly answer your question, but that's how we kind of set up our service area to account for drive time. There's something else about this that is important. I'll see if I can remember it in a second.
Like zones, setting up zones on certain days.
Yeah, we set up zones on certain days, so that's definitely uh, going to be important. Drive back and forth, 45 minutes or less is how we do it. There's something else. I'll remember it and I'll let you know.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, and then I have it's usually 5 to 7 minutes between house. That's like the max I want. I don't want any further or any longer than that.
Hmm.
All right. The next one is, what do you provide to your drivers to let them know what yards they have on that day? An app, a tablet?
Hmm. Yeah, we have an app we have like an employee like field tech app, so they'll be able to see all their routes for the day, and then it automatically optimizes the route for driving efficiency.
Okay, cool. And then I have an app as well. I have a CRM called Jobber. Jobber is actually a sponsor of this channel. So if you're looking to run, grow, and manage your small pooper scooper business, definitely give Jobber a track, because you can not only do they have the routing in there, they have like the customer communication, so you can send them text messages on the way. The tech or whoever's working can see all of the information for the customer. If there's an aggressive dog, notes about the property. I like to add pictures to the property, especially if it's a newer one, so my technician knows that that is the right house. And then once they're done with the service, they can complete the service, and then they can actually take a picture of the closed gate and text that to the customer, so the customer has peace of mind knowing that their gate is closed. So
Hmm. Yeah, those gate photos are like key. If you look at our Google reviews, it's like almost 10% of every review they mention like the gate photos. So in ours, we got it like timestamped too. So if there's ever an issue, if like, oh, my dog got let out or this or that, like you got all the proof that that's not true. Hopefully.
yeah, I had one lady that's like, "I think your technician is just recycling the same photo," and I explained to her that he wasn't, and we take hundreds of pictures every single week.
Hmm.
So he's definitely not saving your picture and just, like, recycling it.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say it anytime.
So funny. All right, Janet says, "I'm a one-woman show, but if you want to increase your prices, do your employees ask for more money per hour?"
Uh, I think our field employees they don't really see any of that part of the business, so it's not really an issue. Um, but with that being said, we do try to give people raises every year and pay people well. So when we're hiring, we try to pay everybody a couple dollars an hour more than like the lawn care company or the FedEx or the Amazon. So we usually get the best pool. I mean, every time we post a job ad, we get over 100 applicants.
That's amazing. That's really good. Yeah, you gotta pay your people well. If you want quality people in your vehicles providing quality service to your customers, you can't be trying to just pay them 10, 11, 12, 13 bucks an hour. It's just that's not a livable wage. They can't provide for their family or for themselves on that.
Mhm. Yeah, we're around 20 to 25 in most of our markets. Plus, we pay for like health insurance and stuff.
Yeah. That's amazing. I hope that one day I can offer health insurance. That's a goal of mine.
Yeah, it might be easier than you think. I got a really good firm that does that, and they can shop like 100 different companies to give you the best option.
How many employees do you have to offer that?
Like it depends on your state. You have to have at least one, I think, employee that's not you or a spouse.
Oh, okay. Well, I
Like,
meet the qualification.
yeah, no, you would most likely qualify. So some states you have to have two employees that aren't you or a spouse, but I think most of them are just one.
Okay.
There's all sorts. You can get an HSA, you can get a bronze, silver, gold plan. You can offer to pay for 50% of it, 100% of it. Like there's a ton of different options and flexibility. So we actually offer 3 different plans at Swoop Scoop. So
That's dope. That's dope.
yeah.
Let's talk about that more later. Hiram's in the house. What up? I've been wanting to get Hiram on the show. He's a mover and groover.
Do it.
Have you chatted with Hiram?
I think so. A little bit on Facebook.
He likes to call me and talk shit.
That's the business, right?
I love it. I love it. And then my husband, it was like, I love that guy. He's hilarious. All right. Melissa says, "You're welcome, Erica. Yes, I'm speaking with my boss about putting cards on the counter for customers. and see and ask more about the business. Absolutely. Definitely try
Mhm.
to get in there and rep yourself. You might as well.
Mhm. Yep. 100%.
Okay, the Scoop Master wants to know what dollar amount of overall sales do you allocate for budget and does it fluctuate throughout the year?
Um, I assume you mean marketing budget.
It's a sales. Overall sales do you allocate for? Yeah, it doesn't say. But let's say marketing budget.
What dollar amount of sale? So I do it a little bit different. I don't necessarily put like a percentage on it, but I'll calculate my customer lifetime value, and then based on that, I will kind of set a customer acquisition dollar amount that I'm willing to pay per customer. And as long as I'm acquiring customers in that range, I will spend a unlimited amount of money, or as much as that company can handle operationally, anyways.
How important is advertising for business?
Well, if you don't advertise, people don't know your business exists, and you don't make any money. So it's one of the core functions of business.
How much time do you think somebody should spend? Like if they don't have money, how much time per week should they be spending on this?
They should spend all of their time on it. If if they're not like fulfilling the service themselves, I'd spend like as much time as possible.
Because I think
So,
some people are like, "Oh, I spent, 25 minutes. I posted in some groups. I shared a couple things on Facebook once a week, and I don't understand why I'm not getting any customers."
hmm yeah, I think Alex Hormozy has something. It's like the rule of 100. So you got to do 100 reach outs. You got to spend $100 a day, or you got to whatever, spend 100 minutes making content or something like that.
Yeah, you got to
So
be relentless. You really
yeah.
do. Like sales is a hustle.
Well, yeah, and I mean you can grind it out quick if you're spending 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a day just like promoting your business. Like you're gonna get there eventually a lot faster than if you're spending 10 minutes a day.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, Tim with TV. What does it say? He's in Southern Wisconsin. He just started a few weeks ago, and he's trying to figure out his LLC and insurance as such. I'm wondering, with full attention and efforts, and a what I feel is. I wonder if the comment got cut off.
Oh yeah, he's got here's a comment below the first comment.
Okay. Relatively large marketing budget. How quickly could a business grow to 1,000 customers?
I mean pretty quick. We got to 1,000 customers in a little over 2 years in one location. So we're close. I think we're at like 950 after a second year.
Holy crap.
So
So
yeah,
what
it's
does
kind
that
of
look like? When you have 1,000 customers, what does it look like on the ground? Like how many people do you have operating?
So 1,000. We got one person in the office. It's kind of what I'm figuring. One person can handle about 1,000 customers in the office. Um, you might want some like backup for that person, like a VA or something. And you can either have one manager, and then we have each scooper can do between 130 to 150 customers. So you can just kind of reverse engineer the math. And for every 3 to 5 scoopers, we have like a lead scooper that's in charge of that pod. It gets paid a little bit more and helps with training and things like that. So 1,000 customers divided by. So yeah, you're looking at, I don't know, maybe around 9 employees to handle that.
Okay. And when you have that many houses, you got that many scoopers, somebody's big toe hurts, they call in. What's happening? How are you guys
Mhm.
covering those houses?
Yeah, so we got enough people. Kind of the bigger you get, the actually easier it gets in some ways because you can just add like a couple of yards to everybody's schedule. So if they got 25 yards that day, you just add whatever 3 yards to everybody else, and it makes up for it.
Yeah, that's nice. Crystal was sick, so she was behind we're behind a day, and
Mhm.
I'm getting chewed out because of, like, the landscaper and the schedule and everything, and then the, like, tornado that happened yesterday kinda pushed things behind, and that
Yeah.
used to mess me up, but now I'm like, "It happens, like, what can you do, man? We're
Mhm.
human." I
Mhm.
we're not a huge company. I might look like
Mhm.
it online, but
Yeah. Another thing we do that not everybody can do is some of our office staff are actually cross trained. They started as scoopers and they got promoted into the office. So, like, worst case scenario, we can just move some resources that way.
You're like, put on your scooping boots. You're out of the office. I'm probably like, dang.
Yep. Exactly. So, and then trying to like not fill the manager's day like super full. So maybe they're doing like a half a route on most days, and they're doing trainings and other things. So then if they have to fill in that other half of the day, you got a little extra coverage with that too. So there's a few different strategies that you can use to get extra coverage.
Oh, okay, that's cool. So the manager still has a partial route.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, cool. I
So
like that.
I think really the smart way to do it is just have your like manager who should be your best employee doing the first time initial cleanups, so they create a really good impression for people.
Okay, let's talk about that. So you said your manager is your best employee. Is that not your longest term employee? Because I know there's some muddiness there.
Yeah, not always. In our main location, that is true, but it's not always true. Just because somebody's a good scooper doesn't mean they're going to be a good manager. It's like a totally different skill set. So we try to promote from within when you can, but that's not always possible. And sometimes you got to bring in better talent.
Yeah, and just have those conversations
Hmm.
because you don't want to put somebody in a position that they're not good for.
Yeah,
Set them up for failure.
and all
All
our
right.
management positions are on like performance pay and stuff too. So like, I mean, people know like real quick if they're doing well or not.
Okay, cool. Well, we're at an hour. Can you keep going, or you want a time crunch?
I got 15 minutes.
All right. So we're gonna rapid fire through these then. Okay. Dog Duty Patrol wants to know, has anyone observed that onboarding rates are different in different parts of the country, or does it seem pretty uniform across the board? I don't know what that's for.
Like maybe like website conversion rates for onboarding customers or seasonality of onboarding customers possibly.
Yeah, Dog Duty, if you could post a clarification question, that would be great. All right. Melissa wants to know, do you after placing dog waste in the trash can when customers are not home, or take their packages to safety that they were left outside due to the porch pirates? And do you find it liable to help out? So, like, do you do extras? I think that's what she's asking.
Mm-hmm.
I will answer this. So, Crystal started taking this guy's trash can out that needed help. And now I've taken over that. I'm taking out his trash cans. I am taking out his yard waste. And he had me bring a wheelchair to the curb. So I will say yes, we do help out with that, but you have to you got to stay on it, because now I feel like next week I'm going to show up and he's going to ask me to bring a couch out to the curb. So just be careful.
Yeah, yeah. No, we try to train people that kind of go the extra mile too when we can. But like, if somebody expects that of us, then we're definitely gonna have a conversation.
Yeah, I'm going to have that. Okay.
Yeah.
So Janet says she wants to pay her employees $20 an hour to start up, $30 max. So if you're paying somebody $20 an hour, what should they be producing you per hour?
Yeah, it really depends. I guess the key thing with this, based on how much you pay your employees, you need to make sure your pricing is right so that you can cover that. So um, if you're paying people $20 an hour or $30 an hour and you're charging $15 a cleanup, like you're gonna go out of business like immediately. So you need to make sure you're charging the right amount. So, but I mean, if you're running things super tight and you got really good routes, like it's pretty reasonable to make like close to $100 an hour.
What's your base rate for customers, like your base subscription?
Uh, all our locations have a little bit different pricing, but that would be like one dog once a month would be the lowest price subscription. I think maybe like $60 or something.
Okay. All right. Mike wants to know, how difficult was it transitioning from hauling the waste to leaving it in the customer's trash can? He's been thinking about it, but he has 500 plus customers.
I didn't do this, but you did.
I did. It was great. It was fine. I mean, some people griped about it. I just sent the emails out like 25, 30 at a time because I was doing it manually. And I just explained to them what we're doing, when we're doing it, and what to expect. and just started doing it. And I lost probably maybe 12 to 15 customers. But other than that, no, it was sweet.
Nice.
Yeah. Poop Scoop for Noobs is in the house.
Yo.
What up?
What's up, Anthony?
All right. Melissa says, when servicing a home, do you offer to secure their delivery packages? Okay. I think we already covered that.
Or do we find it a liability for the business? I guess is the other part.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. Sometimes I'll ask them, I'll move it, but I try not to touch that stuff really.
Mm-hmm.
Mike says, P.S. Thank you guys, 2 of my favorite people that I've never met in person.
We're gonna have to change that. Poop Scoop Millionaire meetup in Vegas next year.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Let's do it.
I just want to let you guys know I'm going to cry when I meet all of you guys because it's going to be so emotional because I've been talking to you guys online for so long.
Mike wants us to host a marathon in our in-person meetup, so I don't know. I might cry from that. I think.
I'll be like, don't get emotional, Will.
No, my kidney is shutting down from fatigue. Yeah.
It's so funny. Alex says, one of my competitors has a backpack vacuum. What opinion on that?
I think I saw something like that. I haven't tried it or seen if it works, but I think it exists. I think they're like $750 or something. If you try it and it works good, let me know. I'll buy like 30 of them.
If it works, I will get a sponsorship.
We'll get everybody a deal.
I wonder though, like the cleanup process, like how nasty would that be?
I think it's actually made for pet waste, but
That's
it's probably pretty nasty. You probably just like hose it off.
All right. All right, moving on. Janet wants to know about billing monthly or billing weekly.
I bill monthly.
I bill monthly as well. The first of every month. All the cards on file get charged at 9 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, perfect. Poop Scoop for Noobs wants to say, what up, you two? Great live. We're going to have you on. So we'll have to schedule a time. I would love to chat with you. Okay. Duty Dog Patrol says, basically, is it easier to acquire customers in the different parts of the country?
Mm-hmm. Possibly. I've heard a lot of people, no matter where they are in the country, like the beginning of the year is the easiest time to acquire customers. Where there's no snow, there's less of that big spring rush. So I think things are spread out a little bit more. If you're in an area that snows and it melts, it's like really easy to get a lot of customers really fast. So.
Yeah, I only scoop in Michigan, so I don't know any different.
Yeah.
So, okay. And then Photo Studio with 2 W's says, don't touch the packages. It's a liability.
Yeah,
all right. Thanks for letting us know. And then Janet is actually going to be here in Michigan to visit her brother. So we're going to meet up. This is going to be great.
Awesome.
All right. Well, cool. Nice. Well, that's it for the questions right now. What I want you to do is if you want, talk about what's going on in the Poop Scoop Millionaire group right now.
Yeah. So basically, we're about a month in. Kind of like I was saying earlier, we're in the top 1% of like engagement. Like there's like thousands of engagement actions, I think, every day when I was looking at it. So that's super cool. We try to have 2 to 3 like live calls a week in there on the forums, just like popping all the time. So next live event is Tuesday, which is actually my birthday. I'm getting old, so we'll be doing another Q&A on my birthday.
Happy birthday. How old are you going to be?
31.
Woo, you're old man.
Yeah, that's it. 30 was fine, but then 31, it's like, okay, now it's real.
Yeah, well, happy early birthday.
Yeah. If you want to can you drop a link so people can check it out if they want?
That would be, I don't have the link on me to like copy and paste it. Do you have access to the chat?
Let's see. The connect to YouTube. I don't even have a YouTube account. Please hold.
I could go over to one of my videos.
I could email it to you.
Okay. Oh yeah, let's talk about the scoop session on Sundays.
Yeah, you got to get Wes on here.
Yeah, his podcast is going to be dropping Monday. The interview I was doing with him.
Oh, awesome.
Yep.
It's going to be a
And,
good one. You're going to want
and
to check
then
that
yeah, no, it was really good. Him and I could have like chatted forever. I think we were on for quite a while, and I was like, okay, I gotta go now.
out. Yeah, no, there's a lot of really good people in the group. So
I got a question, but can you see me or can you see my screen? Like if I'm going into my email?
I can't see your screen.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure I wasn't like screen sharing. I'm new to all this, so I'm still trying to figure it out. Oh, now I can't get back. Okay, there you go. All right, I'm dropping the link in the chat right now. It's buffering. I don't know what's going on.
Boom. Oh, I guess the other cool thing about the group that I didn't mention, I'm trying to bring in like as many like vendors and like partners that I use to help build our business. So if you do join, I got like my buddy Sam. He's a Google Gold Level product specialist. If you have issue with your Google Ads or your SEO or your GMB doesn't get verified, like you can reach out to him and ask him questions. We got a lot of tech people in there that can help with various CRM issues. And then we also have access to like either one-on-one coaches. We're going to be rolling out some group coaching programs to help people that need a little bit more attention to get things going. So a lot of cool stuff being rolled out. We're going to have some swag too. So when people hit certain levels, they're going to get some cool stuff.
And I love that you're doing this because I know, like, as a business owner, as I'm trying to, like, I was trying to build stuff up, you have a lot of people that, like, email you and say, I can help you with this. And you don't know who to trust and don't, and trust. So it's nice to have verified people in this group to be able to use. So you know that if you're spending money with them or they're offering you advice, they've been verified and you can trust them and hopefully sleep good at night knowing that you're not going to get scammed.
Well, if they don't do a good job, you can just tell me and I will just fix it or find somebody better. So
Yeah.
we kind of have that assurance too. So especially in the digital marketing space, there's so many companies out there that are just selling snake oil. They promise you the world and you don't get anything, you just burn thousands of dollars for nothing. So that was my background before.
When I first started, I had a company reach out to me that was going to do like SEO for me. And I feel like that's the reason why my stuff is a mess on the back end. And they locked me into like a contract. And I was paying like $400 or $500 a month. And they locked me in for like 6 months.
Yeah. So I guess that's the other cool thing too. I got like a course on SEO. So you can go through that. And even if you're not going to do it yourself, you can use that information to try to hire the right person too. So especially for me, like I'm running a bunch of different companies. I can't be an expert in everything, but I need to know enough just to make sure I don't get taken advantage of in certain areas. So
yeah, that's smart. When did you start your first business?
5 to 7 years ago, probably.
That's crazy. You've had so much growth. What do you think the like the main contributing factor to your growth is?
I think it's a couple things. So I think it's the mindset. I don't really get rattled by too much, and I can stay like focused on what actually needs to happen. I try to break things down to make it like, okay, here's the input, here's the output. So you can kind of take out a lot of emotion with that. And then my base skill set is digital marketing, so that makes it like a lot easier for me to start and grow companies because I can just like flip a switch and get almost as many customers as I want right away. So that's helpful. And then I'd probably say the third thing is that I made good choices as far as like business partnerships go. I found people that had other skill sets that I don't have, and I'm able to partner with them, use my digital marketing and finance and all those skills, and make things grow fast.
Yeah, that's smart. That's smart because if you're spending a bunch of time trying to figure out stuff that you're not good at, like you're just wasting time.
Yeah, 100%.
Janet wants to know, what other companies do you have?
I have a electrical business. And I just helped somebody launch a garage door repair business. Then my business before was a marketing agency, but I realized I make way more money if I just own the company myself instead of advertising for other people. So
What
that's
one's
what
your
I'm starting
favorite?
to
What's your favorite business?
Poop Scoop by a lot. Yeah, it's a lot nicer to hire people to scoop poop than finding somebody that has 8,000 hours and is a journeyman electrician. You got to pay them whatever $40+ an hour. So a lot more scalable. So
Yeah.
I also don't know anything about being an electrician. So like, there's always that risk. Get a partner left or something, I'd be toast.
All right, cool. Well, I mean, we're getting pretty much at your wrap up time. So I don't
Yeah.
know if you got anything that you want to add before we hop off.
No, thank you guys. I haven't really made too many publicly appearances, and it's just been really cool to see everybody that's joined the new community. Like way more than I was expecting. So I really appreciate all you guys. So thank you for helping make it possible. Couldn't just do it by myself.
No, and I also want to add to that. I want to thank everybody that tuned in today. A lot of you guys have been following me for quite some time, like all the way back to the Croupins, Poopin, Scoopin truck talks where I had my little Android phone. And so the fact that I'm here doing this live stream with you, William, in my podcast studio, like this just means so much to to me, and I appreciate all of you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool. Yeah, well, thanks for sharing. We'll have to have you on again. I don't really know what happens from here because it's the first time I've ever done this. So I think
Yeah.
we'll just say bye and end it.
Yep. See ya.
Bye.